Hi, this is Cheryl from California, and today we're going to go over lesson 6 of the University of Success by Og Mandino. Now, Og Mandino has broken us into 10 semesters or 10 weeks of coursework, and we're actually on week number 2. So if this is the first time that you're joining us, make sure that you go back and listen to week 1 or semester 1, because it's very important that you follow as Og has put it, or not, you will not succeed. Last week we actually covered looking at ourselves and examining ourselves, and this week is to begin to be now what you will be hereafter. Now, Og has only written the foreword and written the introduction for this book, and he's chosen 50 different authors. So the author for lesson 6 is Keith DeGreen, and his book that he's written, he's an American author, is Creating a Success Environment. So in this one, I really liked it. It talked about Calvin Curious, who Calvin Cautious, a man who was scared to death and was in between kind of a way station and meets an engineer. And this engineer is from God, and he asked him, some questions, and he says that if you don't answer these questions correctly, your policy might be revoked. So in other words, he might not be able to, to stay alive. He might just be dead. So he asks them different questions, and tells them in one particular about the story of the talents, how God gave 3 different men talents. One he gave 5, one he gave 2, and one he gave 1. And as a result of that, the 5 was able to earn another 5, and the 2 was able to earn another 2, and then 1 he hid it and never did anything with it. So God has given us all talents. Some people have exceptional talents to change millions. Some people might have talents to change thousands, and some people they just waste their talents. But everyone is given talents. So he also goes into how when we were brought up, this is an uncommon school, because Og is trying to give you permission to do the things that you weren't able to do when you were younger. When you were younger, you had to ask to go to to the bathroom. You had to sit in a certain way. You had to get permission from the teacher or permission to do certain things. And now Og is saying you don't have to have permission to succeed. You have everything that you need to succeed already. All your experiences in your life has equipped you to succeed. And then there was a couple of quotes that I thought were of merit. He says, we have to learn how to use whatever we have. So you have to be taught all over again. This is another, the uncommon school is teaching you. He said, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. And you teach a man to fish and you feed him for a life. And then whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, he can achieve. So basically, anything that you can think up, then you can bring it to pass. He talks about different things, the diversions that we have in our lives, and waiting for your ship to come in instead of taking responsibility. And then it ends where the engineer was like, I can't, I have to, I don't know what to do with you, Calvin, pretty much I'm going to have to take your policy. And then Calvin finally gets it, and this is what he says. He says, I think I see. The fact is, I must have been put on earth to succeed. I don't have to apologize to anyone for being a success or for trying to succeed, since I have an obligation, a responsibility, to use my abilities to the fullest. I can see, too, that wealth, honestly earned and well spent, is inherently good and not evil. I don't have to suffer now to prove my right to eternal happiness. If anything, I should use my experience on earth to practice being happy and let my soul rejoice at the thrill and exaltation of life. Being here is all the permission I need to succeed. I must control my life, for I wasn't designed to be led. Not at all. I prefer excellence to mediocrity, and I accept total responsibility for me. And that's how he ends. And of course, after that, the engineer was saying, okay, now you can go back to Earth and live out your life. So that is Og Mandino's challenge, that you go back and you live your life to the fullest that he's given you. So join me tomorrow for lesson 7. And we'll continue getting to release ourselves and begin to be now what you will be hereafter. This is Cheryl from California. You have a wonderful evening.